life can be so filled up with beauty. And just the day after, life can look completely different. I really experienced those two sides of life in these months. The fall started so beautiful out. I was filled up with dreams and energy and new hopes for the future. And I began to get a longing to bring new wishes and old dreams back into my life. Kjaer and I started this fall by welcoming the winter and expose ourselves to the cold. We both have read a lot of Wim Hof's work and we really want to connect with the cold this year. Even though I have to admit that it's not easy to dip yourself into the cold water every morning. But the energy you're getting from it, that makes me want to do it again and again.
You need to go in again. Come. So, and then you can...
I also seek back to my old lost love, horses. My neighbor Jenny invited me out for a ride and I enjoyed every moment of it. So this fall was really about self-care, and I felt so ready for the winter to arrive. But one November morning, we got big news. No, there's only one line and you...
Yeah. But if you look at the lines, inte gravid,
Yeah.
not pregnant, is that way.
It is-
Gravid,
no, that is not pregnant, that is one line.
yeah, but one line going horizontal.
It doesn't have to.
Are
It
you sure?
just need to be one line.
Okay, and pregnant is a
Yeah,
cross.
Exactly. This is not a crush. No.
You sure? I see very a clear cross.
Isn't it just because it... I'm pregnant. No, I just... Can I open this one just to see if that's starting?
Yeah, absolutely. But do you think you can see a cross, right? It's not just one line.
Oh God.
Okay, then you might be pregnant.
Do you think so?
Maybe. On the screen it's very much just one line, but it's the vertical line. Yeah, I don't know.
You can see the both lines on screen?
No, it's hard to see it. You see this one very clearly.
Yeah. And that's what makes me really
Yeah, I get that.
insecure about it, because shouldn't it be two completely dark lines?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be one line at all, I think. That way, you know? Because that's the one indicating a plus either way. Is it something on this one? It's a... You can almost see something that way. Can't you?
This is so confusing.
How am I gonna work today?
He's gonna make a new YouTube video today. Well, we
Good
can't
luck.
tell you. Yeah. After several of tests and a meeting with our midwife, it was clear I was pregnant. And we were so happy. But I was also very nauseous and very tired, and for 3 weeks I was not able to do that much at all. So those weeks was a bit challenging in the cabin. But in the beginning of December I finally felt better. And we begin to dream about how to surprise our family with this big Christmas surprise and how to tell you guys in January. Most of our talks was a lot about our dreams of the future and how fun that this was our last Christmas as only Christine and Kjaer.
It's so cool.
Kjaer also surprised me with a really big Christmas gift this year, something we both had talked and dreamed a lot about.
I'll stay.
She's so good at this.
Yeah.
Come, Nana. Nana.
Kjaer gave us a sled in a Christmas gift, and now we are trying it for the first time. It's gonna be really exciting. They are used to running with a sled, so it's not a new thing for them, but choose.
Seconds before first launch.
I'm nervous. I really am, but I'm also really excited. What do you think? It's also your Christmas gift.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
It's gonna go fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are
ready?
you sad that you're not gonna try it first?
Yep. Okay, let's go.
Okay, come here. Okay, go, 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 go. Yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, go, go. Oh, it's so cozy. Hey. Such a pretty day. Nana, come here. As you can see right now, we are in the summer house in Denmark, and Kjaer and I have just had an amazing new year. Just him and I, where we could really just relax and really recharge from everything that just have been happening. Oh, this is so tough that I have to tell you this story. I just want to run away, I can feel. Our December had been really tough, and actually our Christmas was totally cancelled this year. Both me and Kjaer have disappeared a bit from social media, and that's been a good reason why we have been away. I have really been debating with myself if I should tell such a private and vulnerable story, but I do this for 2 reasons. When this happened to me, I need this kind of story I'm gonna tell from other women, because you feel so alone when this is happening. I did not know how common this actually is before it happened to me. So in the beginning, you ask yourself, like, what did I do wrong? Why does this happen to me? You know, you blame yourself for it. So when I began to share my story, and I actually got back from many women that have been experienced the same, all of those stories gave me some comfort. And that's why I've chosen to share my story. The second reason I'm gonna share this story is that I cannot be fake here on my channel. I cannot made a cozy Christmas video or everything going so well in the cabin when the reality is something completely different. As we go back to the beginning, Kjaer and I was really excited, and we began to plan how to surprise our families. And I was in the middle of December. I was in week 11, soon week 12, and I remember I had a live stream with my wonderful online woman circle, a really, really good live stream where we really share honest with each other. And I was so close to tell them that I was pregnant because I was soon going into week 12. So I began to feel a bit more safe about it. 2 hours after that live stream, I began to bleed a lot. And I told Kjaer with concern in my voice, like, I think this is not so good. But he Googled a bit, and he could see that many women have tried to bleed a lot when the uterus is growing a lot. And we were like, okay, I'm soon in week 12, so maybe that is the reason. But when the cramps come, I knew that this was not good. And after 1 hour of cramps and a lot of bleeding, I lost the baby in the cabin. I thought I wouldn't be emotional, but it was a really, really horrible experience. And I never try something like that, to be so out of control. And I was not, Kjaer was holding me, and I knew exactly the moment the baby came out. And that is a feeling I will never forget. After the baby came out, and I thought it would be over now, because my uterus was empty, and I thought now we could just I don't know the English word for it, but just realize what just happened. But then the cramps continued, and I bleed even more, and the cramps got higher and higher and higher, and stronger and stronger and stronger. I think that is the word. And it began to be so bad that I just lay on the floor and screamed. And then we decided to call the emergency room to hear what was going on with me. After, I think I have cramps for 4 hours or something, then we get hit of the emergency room, and they called us in immediately. So we have to drive 1.5 hours to the nearest emergency with a gynecologist. I think that is the English. I'm sorry if I can't say it right. So we drove all the way to a town called Sundsvall, and into the emergency, and then we get head of the doctor. And after he scanned me, he could see that my uterus was not completely empty, and that was why the cramping continued. So he had to go in and empty some of it. And this took all the night, and he told me that I was not completely empty after he had been doing his I don't know what that is calling, but my uterus would take care of it itself. So we drove home around, I think it was 6, 7 in the morning, and this started like around 9 in the evening. So this has been continued for a whole night, for many, many hours. We got home and we got 2 hours of sleep, and then I woke up and want a shower because I have blood on me and makeup after the live stream, makeup sitting like all over my face. So we head back into the car and drove to the nearest shower place where we used to take some showers when it's so cold outside. But of all days where the shower it broke that day. We took off our clothing and went into the shower, and it was only cold water. We called the owner and he couldn't come immediately, so we have to find a plan B. And that plan B was that we have to go to the nearest town, Sollefteå, where we could find I don't know if this is the English word, but a public swimming hall. And for my worst nightmare, that swimming hall have just had ended our girl class. So when I went into the bathing area, and in a swimming hall it's not private at all, you're just standing in lines, bathing together. It was filled up with girls and women, and then I have to undress myself with blood all over, makeup in my whole face, and stand in line with these girls and shower myself clean from this experience. That was not fun at all. After that, I thought, now we could go home, we can eat some food, and now this is over. But the next day in the evening, I got really, really high fever. And that should not happen. So we have to call the emergency one more time. Then we have to go to the nearest hospital in Sollefteå. There was only half an hour away. But they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They maybe think some of the pieces that were still left had made like our inflammation, or I think that is the word for it, inflammation in my uterus. So they gave me some medicine, and then we have to call to the hospital in Sundsvall the next day. But I got so high fever, so in the morning, so we have the next day just drive to Sundsvall emergency one more time. And then we got hit of a doctor again. I had so high fever that Kjaer almost had to like carry me around. And they found out after research me one more time. Yeah, I have inflammation in my uterus and I have to be hospitalized immediately. They told me that I have to take some pills so they maybe could help the uterus to contract and push these things out that make me so sick. So I stayed a whole night in a hospital with these pills, and that didn't help. Then we have to stay a whole day in the hospital. And then they told me that I have to go into operation. I can't tell you how wonderful Kjaer was in this time where I felt so bad. He was just there, and he was next to me all the time, and he didn't almost sleep because he was so nervous about me. And when I got hospitalized, we cuddled up together in one hospital bed and hold around each other. And that day when I have to get to the surgery, I need to take a shower first, and I have so much fever. I couldn't wash myself because I have needles in my arms. So Kjaer, he have to put me into the shower, undress me, and while I was in the shower, he just washed my hair, and I was sitting on the floor, and I felt so little, and he just looked at me and said, Christine, you're the most beautiful woman in the whole world. And I was just like, I'm so proud of you that you go through this and you're not complaining. And yeah, thank you so much for that, Kjaer, really. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. So, in that evening, I got the surgery and got into narcose. We called it on Danish. I don't know if it's the same in English. And then they could empty the rest of what was in me and make so much trouble. And they have to give me really a lot of cortisone because I have a bit of allergic reaction to narcose. I hope it's the sleeping thing you get when you get into surgery. And and that was a bit of special light when I come out from back for the surgery, because the cortisone makes you so I think that is how you feel if you're addicted to something. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't be in myself. I just have to walk around on our little room we got. And so I think I was just walking around for hours there while Kjaer just have to sit and keep an eye on me if I will keep well. The next day after the surgery, we could finally get back to the cabin again. And Kjaer really need sleep because he was exhausted from being awake day and night with me. And we thought again it would be over. I got so much medicine with me home. But no, I had so much pain in my whole body. I was, again, have some really tough nights with a lot of pain, and Kjaer had, again, to take care of everything. It was so tough to live in the cabin because I have to get outside and pee in minus 20 Celsius degrees, and I couldn't lift anything, and I couldn't do anything, and it was so cold in the cabin. After 3 days of me just feeling so bad, I got high fever again, and we have to go back to the hospital and get hospitalized again. And then we figure out that I maybe have an allergic reaction to the medicine as well. So they really didn't know what to do with me. And so the only thing we could do was to stay in the hospital where they could keep an eye on me. And again, Kjaer couldn't sleep. He couldn't get a second bed, so he had to sleep on the floor on a chair next to me, and we were exhausted. And Christmas Eve was just around the corner. But thank God, after some days in the hospital, I felt better, and we went back to the cabin. And we arrived here in Denmark after Christmas. And yeah, now we're here, and we're gonna stay a bit here because we are so exhausted, both of us, and we need to gain our energy, our power, our mental. With all these things that just happened, and yeah, I just want to get my energy back and get into the nature and walk with my dogs and kiss on my husband, I always say, on my man, and yeah. But thank God for our wonderful families and my wonderful boyfriend and our wonderful friends. We have got so much support. So I feel very loved, and I feel I can get through this. And thank you so much to my online woman circle. I told you when I got hospitalized, I have could be honest in the group, and you have been so wonderful. So thank you so much for that. The girls and I in the woman circle, we're gonna have something called the cortisol diet here in January. It's gonna start the 10th of January, where we're gonna nourish ourselves. I'm gonna teach you how to eat after your hormones, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna nourish and make my body strong again after experience like that. So I'm gonna make raw vlogs where I'm gonna show like a healthy day in Christine's life, and I'm gonna teach you how you individually gonna support your body. And many of us, typical after Christmas, want to nourish ourselves. I'm really looking forward to this wonderful, fun month with you guys in the women's circle, and we're gonna get strong together. And again, thank you so much for letting me be so honest in the group. And thank you so much for listening to this story here on my channel and waiting for me. I know it's been a long time since I have posting any videos, but I hope after this story that you understand why. I just want to say I love you guys, and we're gonna talk in the chat, or in the, what do you say, in the comments under this video. So I hope you have a wonderful new year, and let us make 2022 wonderful. And yeah. I love you guys. Mwah. See you.